Today's What If episode is going to be a little different from conventional episodes. Mainly because typically I'll cover searchers, level 4s, level 5s, and level 6 Digimon. Sometimes babies, sometimes tamers. But Palmon's an interesting one because only recently did it get a searcher in BT10. And because of that, I want to explore additional elements, but ultimately I think this video will not focus on any new Mimi Tachikawa tamers, nor will it cover any burst modes or option cards. While yes, I did do Rosemon support in the form of Amy Aiba, combining elements of green and purple for Mimi Tachikawa and Palmon for Rosemon support seemed like the best, if not craziest idea. And as always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. For level 2s in the case of Tanemon, green has yet to have an egg that helps with drawing cards without having to attack or suspend your opponent's Digimon. And Tanemon is that solution to the current problem. Tanemon simply has the inheritable of, start of your turn if this Digimon has vegetation, plant, or fairy in its traits, draw one card. Simple, and doesn't force you to use an effect to get to it. But when it comes to Palmon, it pulls from the Cyber Sleuth Amy Aiba support in many similarities. However, with a reduced DP and its search mechanic is slightly different. Reveal the top 3 cards. Instead of 4, add 1 Digimon with plant, vegetation, or fairy in its traits, and 1 tamer with Mimi Tachikawa in its name to your hand. Like Amy's Palmon, trash the remaining cards. The reasoning for this is a little different. Instead of playing your tamers from trash, you can Digivolve or play your Digimon from the trash. Purple adds a little bit more revival tones and combines those elements with green suspend effects that you'd be familiar with from Bloom Lordmon. Inheritable wise, when attacking, if you have another suspended Digimon in play, you may Digivolve one of your Digimon with vegetation, plant, or fairy in its traits into a Digimon from your trash by paying its Digivolution cost. We're going for plants, coming back from the trash. Cost-wise, this Digimon is similar to every other Digimon searcher I've concocted. Multicolor, 3 cost to play, or 1 to Digivolve from any random egg, but a special Digivolution of 0 from Tanemon. Simple and sweet. Togemon expands further than Amy Aiba, taking advantage of previous effects that Bloom Lordmon offers and becoming a weak 3000 DP body. However, it does maintain a play cost of 4 for some mild protection from Ultimate Flare, 3 Digivolution from any green or purple, or 2 from Palmon. On play, and when Digivolving, you may play 1 tamer with Mimi Tachikawa in its name without paying its memory cost. This is a huge effect that gives BT1 Mimi Tachikawa even more value than she already is. Main, once per turn by suspending one of your green Digimon, play 1 Digimon with vegetation, plant, or fairy in its traits and has 3000 DP or less from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. In essence, I'm taking existing plant effects and providing further options for Bloom Lordmon or for this specific archetype, Rosemon, because I'm going to be that guy. No inheritable because that's just typical of green level 4s that already do a lot. In this case, you can now substitute out red Vegemon for this Togemon. Now, Lillymon is where things start getting really fun. As usual, 8 memory on play cost, 4 cost from green or purple when Digivolving, any green or purple for that matter, or 3 specifically from Togemon. You'll notice its stat line is 7000 DP, for a few reasons. Number 1, it has Digisorption -2, meaning you can Digivolve into it for 1 from a Togemon. When Digivolving for each green or purple tamer in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Those Digimon do not unsuspend during their unsuspend phase. Number 2, if this Digimon is Digivolved from the trash, gain 1 memory for each suspended Digimon. Remember Dexdoru Greymon? I'm starting to apply similar effects here, but with some real power creep. Its inheritable also makes it so that all of your suspended Digimon with vegetation, plant, or fairy in their traits gain retaliation on your opponent's turn. Hey, at least it's not all turns. In conjunction with the Palmon inheritable from earlier, you can definitely create some very powerful strategies in the green or purple category. And finally, Rosemon. Rosemon is the newest boss monster that Palmon really needs. With BT1, while the effect wasn't once per turn, its low stat line and requirement to be suspended made it difficult to utilize. Additionally, because no Palmon Digimon currently use Digisorption effects, your suspension was primarily through attacking unless you suspended it with other Digizorb targets or option cards like Hidden Potential Discovered. Another Rosemon offered Digiburst, which again has not seen support for quite a few sets, and the remaining Rosemon are just meh. The new Rosemon is a 12 cost on play or 4 to Digivolve from any purple or green Digimon. However, the Digivolution cost is only 3 if you Digivolve from Lillymon. When Digivolving, if this Digimon is suspended, unsuspend it and it may immediately attack one of your opponent's Digimon. Additionally, this Digimon gets Piercing. If the Digimon is Digivolving from the trash, your suspended Digimon with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy cannot be deleted by card effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. This gives you a grace period of 1 turn to use all those extra bodies you may have played. Even if Death Xmon comes out, it deletes nothing because of this blanket effect, giving you the opportunity to potentially just swing for game next turn. Finally, its last effect is reminiscent of Bloom Lordmon, but has a slightly different take. Instead of suspended Digimon, you gain plus 2000 DP and security attack plus 1 for every 2 green or purple tamers in play, i.e. those Mimi Tachikawas. In general, there are a lot of similarities between Bloom Lordmon and this Rosemon, but I gave Rosemon definitely more oomph, aggression, and protection to make it much more playable than it should be. With the Digidestined being so heavily underrepresented, Rosemon and Phoenixmon have arguably some of the worst support in the game. Well, at least in comparison to Taikamiya and Agumon. What are your thoughts on this week's What If episode? Would it be your main boss monster? Or would you simply just stay with Bloom Lordmon instead? Let me know your thoughts and I'll catch you next week for the final Digidestined to go over, Sora Takenouchi and Biyomon. This is DigiPanda, logging out.